You guys can be on the screen if you want. You don't have to be.
Oh.
How many of you are new to yoga? Is there anybody new who's never done it? Okay, 1, 2. All right, so I'll try to do like a beginner level and then a little bit more of an intermediate level for each pose, so that way, you know, you have something to aim towards, I guess. Trying to think what else. I have light music playing in the background. If you guys think it's too much, let me know. If you're like, I can't hear you, Danielle, just let me know. It's kind of hard to get like a playlist set up. Normally you would have like a playlist at the regular class. But yeah, and if I'm looking this way, it's because you guys are on my TV screen and I can see you. So if I'm like looking this way and I notice something, I'll let you know if you're doing the pose wrong or if it looks like you're gonna hurt yourself. Anybody hurting themselves today? So I don't know if you think more people are coming on. I don't know if more people are coming on. This video will be recorded and I'll email it out to everybody after too. So that way if you want to redo it, you can. So my name's Danielle Basch. I know most of you, some of you I don't know, which is pretty cool because I love having new faces in class. I have a Holy Yoga certification. It was 200 hours and it is Christian based. And this is like one of my first real virtual yoga classes / series that I'll be doing. So yay, I know, excuse me, I'm excited. I'm hoping to, you know, get better. So think of me as a beginner too. My directives might not be as great as some of the yoga classes you've taken before, but I hope to improve as I go on too. Yeah, so Soul on Fire, I had this idea coming out of 2020 and the pandemic, and everybody I talked to was just like, you know, ready to go, ready to party, ready to have fun, ready to interact. And I hope that this class will kind of, you know, set your heart on fire and just melt away the clutter that might have accumulated in your life in 2020 inside your home, and help you find truth and healing and just ignite that light that you have within you to spread to others and, you know, just have that ripple effect. Let's see here. So I want us all to start in Savasana. So you can lay on your mat and close your eyes. We're gonna do a 5-minute meditation. And you can lay on the ground with your palms facing up on the floor. Your legs can be sprawled. Just really relax. It's in the morning, so I didn't want to start off too rough on you. I'll slowly warm you up and then we'll move into more of an active practice. And yeah, so this week intention is burn. And we're going to acknowledge the things that need to die in our life. The things that need to burn up and turn to ash. Things that happened over the course of the last year, or maybe it's in the past. Maybe it's things, you know, that happened a long time ago that still live inside of you. A lot of yoga classes start off all fluffy, but this is going to be a little bit different. We're going to start with the bad, the dirty, the crappy stuff in our lives, and we're going to pull it out and burn it up over the course of 12 weeks. And we're going to go through these different emotions in each class to help us really unite the physical, emotional, mental, spiritual aspects of ourselves. So as you're laying there, I want you to meditate on the dirty things in your life. What are they? Are they fears, past mistakes, repeating sins that you might keep doing unknowingly and knowingly? Is it a person? Is it somebody that is toxic in your life, or more than one person? Could it be feelings? Are you anxious a lot, depressed, nervous, sad? Maybe it's fat. Maybe you just want to burn the fat. Your unhealthy eating habits, drinking habits. I know a lot of people have said that they have drank a lot more than last year than they normally would have. And then I want you to just think about, why is it there? How does it affect your daily life? Do you really want it truly gone, or do you want to make it better? And then think of ways that it can be fixed. So I'm gonna lay on the ground with you guys. We're just gonna be quiet here as you meditate for the next couple minutes. And then we'll move on.
Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you would call me. Take me deeper than my feet could ever wander, and my faith will be made stronger in the presence of my Savior. Spirit, lead me where my trust is without borders. Let me walk upon the waters wherever you call me.
You can keep your eyes closed. Bring your left hand to your heart and your right hand on your stomach. If you're like me, you tend to busy yourself so you don't think about all these things that are inside of you that you push down. You keep them deep down inside of you and you bury it, and you intentionally distract yourself, whether it's with social media or your kids or working out. But those things live inside of you, and you get comfortable there. You get comfortable in that spot where you bury those things, and a comfort zone is a beautiful place to be, but nothing grows there. And if there's anything I've learned through this practice, it's normally people do yoga to grow and heal, and to become stronger and mentally sound. And you need to face the things that could prevent you from rising up. I love my yoga company, Rise Up Yoga Company, because that is what I have experienced in this yoga practice. There's a quote I love. It says, to know where you are going, you have to know where you've been. So today's class is about feeling the burn. It's about digging up the stuff you buried so deep down inside of your heart, you didn't even know it was still there. As the weeks move forward, we'll build upon each class, and Today is about acknowledging our past, our mistakes, our crap. And next week, our focus will be acceptance. So I highly encourage you to journal throughout the class today and through the week. Become super aware of your emotions and your feelings. Write down everything so you can reflect back and see how you've healed throughout the 12 weeks. I don't know about you guys, but there's something about writing things down. It's like when the pen hits the paper, it makes it real and then it leaves my mind. So journaling has been a tremendous healing aspect for me outside of yoga, and the two combined I think are just so awesome. So we're gonna move into our warm up now. I want you to take a large inhale, and you can count to 4 or 6 or whatever number you feel like that you can maintain throughout the class. I feel counting and breathing really, really helps me. So you're gonna inhale, and each breath really fill up your entire torso. And on the exhale, let it go the same count that you inhaled. So we're gonna do this 3 times. When you inhale, inhale through your nose and out your mouth. We're gonna reach our arms overhead now and get a full body stretch. Remembering to breathe here, we're gonna align our breath with our movement. Every inhale, kind of inch your arms a little bit forward, just get a little bit of a longer, deeper stretch here. We're gonna wake up the body. You can flex your feet if you want. You can point your toes. Just find what feels good. And on the exhale, bring your knees to your chest. Give yourself a bear hug. Feel the stretch in your lower back. And rock back and forth if you want. If you're tight in your neck, you can come up and kind of kiss your nose to your knees. We're gonna move up to tabletop, and to do that, we're gonna rock back and forth a couple times, massaging our spine. Do it like 3 or 4 times, whatever feels good. And once you're ready, you can come up to tabletop position. Make sure your hands are under your shoulders and your knees are right under your butt, your hip bones. We're gonna move into some cat cows. So you're gonna inhale and look up to the sky and kind of arch your back down, draw your belly towards the floor. And on the exhale, you're gonna come up to cat pose and draw your chin into your chest. And arch your back the opposite way. So inhale, you're gonna look up. Exhale, draw your nose down. Really push away from the mat as you move and breathe. Warming up the spine. And on the exhale, we're just gonna come into a seated position, middle of your mat. And if you have a journal with you, I'd grab the journal. And I want you to write down the list of things that you meditated on just a minute ago. What doesn't serve you anymore? Acknowledge the imperfections in your life so you can grow from them. Make a change, do better. And this stuff is just for you. You don't have to share it with anybody. So you can really be vulnerable and have a little bit of humility as you write these things down. Give you one more minute here. We're gonna move into aligning our breath with our movement. And this is very beginner yoga. And if you're like, this is so easy, just really pay attention to your breath and filling up your entire torso all the way down to the bottom. As you become more advanced in yoga, it's easy to forget the simple things. So just really focus on the fundamentals today if you're a yogi. So we're going to place your hands on the side of your body. You're going to inhale and swoop your arms up, kind of like a beach ball position. You're going to draw your shoulders down and away from your ears, kind of like you're holding a big beach ball. And then exhale, you're going to float them back down and kiss the earth. Inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, bring them down. And this imaginary ball up here, you could think of it as like your, ball of fire burning with all the crap inside of it if you want. Kiss your hands back down on the exhale. Come back up. This time, float your right hand down to the earth, and we're going to take a side stretch. Oh, Doopy's there. I'm ready. Exhale, come back up and switch to the other side. Put your left hand down to the earth, look up. One more time to the other side. Go a little bit further this time. This arm that's on the floor can be really bent. It can be a little bent. It can be straight out. However you feel it feels good. Get that morning stretch in. This is the one I do every morning when I wake up. It feels so good. Okay. Come back to the center, and we're gonna do some neck rolls, shoulder rolls, just to loosen up our upper body. So you can draw circles with your nose to one side. Switch to the other side. You can look right to left if you want. Some shoulder rolls forward and backward as you breathe. Draw your shoulders up and then down, and then you can switch sides. Go forward with it. You're gonna come to your knees. And the exhale. You place your hands on your hips as you do that. And you're gonna take your right leg and kind of kick it out. Like a kickstand. We're gonna line our breath with our movement again. We're gonna take our left hand, swoop it over, and get a side body stretch on the left side. Feels really good. It's a lot deeper than the side stretches we were just doing. Exhale, you're gonna place that left hand on the ground and kick your, put your right arm overhead. Kind of like you're making a diagonal. You feel the stretch on the opposite side. Inhale, come back and stretch over your right leg. Go a little bit further, and then switch sides. Bring your left hand down, right arm up. Inhale. And then exhale, come over your leg again. Oh, I like your variation, Alyssa. She kind of like put her heel out and like tipped her foot out. That's a good stretch too. Right now we're gonna do the opposite side. The left leg kicks out. Right arm comes overhead, stretches over your left leg. Inhale, exhale, arm comes down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, right arm on the floor. Come to center, and we're gonna do a forearm plank here. We're gonna warm up the belly. If you're a beginner, you can do this on your knees. So you're gonna place your forearms on the ground. And kind of like when you do push-ups, a lot of girls put their knees down on the ground to help assist them. You can do that here like this. Or if you're intermediate level, you can come up. Make sure your elbows are right under your shoulders here. Warming up the belly a little bit. Don't get mad at me. Exhale, drop your hips down to the floor. Uncurl your toes. We're gonna come up to Sphinx pose. Breathe here. You're looking forward. When we exhale, you're gonna come down and come to a high plank. Hands over your shoulders. You're drawing energy away from the mat. You're pushing away from the mat. If you need to drop your knees, come here. You can do that as well. Breathe here. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. You can feel the heat in your body. Exhale to your first downward dog. You can walk out your dog here. Make sure your hands are facing towards the tops of your mat. Your elbows are, the inside of your elbows are facing forward. Your head hangs. And you're drawing your hips towards the ceiling, pushing away from the mat. Take a big inhale here. We're about to move into our active practice. You're gonna get warmer and warmer, and then we'll move into a cool down. Inhale one more time, and on the exhale, slowly step to the front of your mat. 1 foot at a time. And you're gonna hang in a forward fold. You can grab your elbows. You can put your hands under your feet. Whatever you'd like. When I do a forward fold in like a ragdoll position, I grab each elbow, and then as I breathe, inhale and exhale, I just go a little bit further each time, and I kind of swing when I do it. It just really stretches out your back. This feels really good. It's an active pose. It might not feel like you're doing anything, but you're gaining strength in the bottom part of your body. You're balancing upside down. Breathe here. On the exhale, we're going to come up to a halfway lift. Your feet are right under your hip bones. You're going to place your hands on your shins or your upper thighs. Or if you want to give yourself a little bit more of a challenge, you can do airplane arms. But the point of this pose is your hip bones are over your knees, which are over your ankles. So you're coming forward with a flat back at a 90-degree angle. And you're drawing your head forward. The energy is like shooting out of your head. Exhale, forward fold again. Bend your knees. They don't have to be straight. You can even rest your chest on your knees if you'd like. And then we're going to slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, roll up to mountain pose. We're going to do some sun salutations now. For beginner, you can just listen closely. We're going to inhale, reach your arms up high to that beach ball pose again. Shoulders are drawn away from your ears. Your shoulders might hurt tomorrow, and that's okay. We're going to be doing this pose a lot today in all sorts of different variations. You're going to float. You're going to, bend or hinge at your hips and float it down, touch the earth, and go into a forward fold again. And exhale, we're going to come up to a halfway lift. Really elongate that spine, push your shoulders away from your ears. Then on the exhale, plant your hands on the mat and come to a high plank. It's also known as the chaturanga. It makes me want Mexican food all the time because it makes me think of chimichanga. I like to rock back and forth in my plank pose because it takes my mind off like how much it hurts. And when you go down, you kind of inch forward a little bit on your toes. That helps your shoulders stay active. So you're gonna inch forward and lower down the floor. Come to your belly. Look up and come to up dog. Come back down, and then you're gonna push up to a downward dog. And when you push up, try to keep your spine straight. It's really hard. It's almost like a backwards push up. And then you're gonna push yourself back up to downward dog. Take a breather here, relax for a minute. Walk out your dog. You should start to feel sweaty, warm. We're gonna do that 2 more times in a little bit of a faster pace and aligning our breath with our movement. So listen and try to go with the movement here. You're gonna bend your knees in downward dog, and you can hop, step, or jump to the front of your mat. Bring your toes to meet your hands. Exhale, halfway lift. And you're gonna do forward fold. And then shoot your arms up in that beach ball pose to mountain pose again. You bring your hands to your chest. Ta-da, you just did a sun salutation. All right, let's do it 2 more times. Slowly moving our breath with the movement. Inhale, bring your arms up. Float them down on the exhale. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands and step it back to plank. Lower it down. You can come up to up dog if you'd like. Flip your toes over, push up, and go back to downward dog. Walk it out for a second, take a breath. And then on the exhale, bend your knees and bring your toes to meet your hands. Forward Forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Big inhale, come up to mountain pose. Yeah, your chest. Everybody good? Does anybody have any questions? All right, cool. One more time. Let's go a little bit faster this time and really move and breathe. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale, float them down. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back. Lower it down. Chaturanga. Go into up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, bend your knees. Jump, step, or hop to the front of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Shoot your arms up high. Good job. All right. We're gonna keep the heat going, and we're gonna add a high lunge in the flow with a runner stretch. So this is one of my favorite stretches to do if you do a lot of like running or exercising outside. This is a good stretch to do too. So you're gonna inhale, arms up high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step it back to high plank. Forward, lower it down. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, really draw your belly in as you push up to downward dog. Walk it out here for a second. We're gonna plant our left foot, draw our right foot up high. You can bend your knee if you want, do some knee circles if you're feeling like you're sticky or you need like some movement in your hip. Then you're gonna take your knee and draw it to your nose and step your right foot through in the middle of your hands. For a high lunge here. If you're a beginner, you can untuck your toes and place your foot on the ground, or you can keep it up high if you want more of a challenge. If you have knee issues, you can roll your mat over and kind of use that as support as well. This is an active pose too. We are really going to use our core here. When you're facing forward, you want to really open up your chest. So you're not supporting your hands. You're not putting weight on your hands. You're kind of just like letting them hover the ground a little bit and really engaging this front leg and this back leg. They're drawing together to create that energy. Now you're going to plant your hands. You're going to put your knee down and you're going to kind of draw your hips back toward your left heel and pull your right ankle up. So you get a really good stretch in the front right leg. You should feel the entire stretch in the back of your leg. Try to keep your hips square. It's really hard. I tend to shoot mine out. So you have to be intentional here and keep them centered and aligned. Take a big inhale, exhale, come forward to the high lunge again. I'm going to challenge you a little bit. Raise your hands up high to that beach ball pose. Inhale, exhale. Really stretch into it so you feel the stretch in your left hip. If you want more of a challenge, you can curl your toes on the left foot and lift up to a really high lunge. Exhale, bring it down, plant your hands. Bring your right foot back to a high plank. And do a chaturanga. Inch forward, lower down. Exhale to forward fold. Downward dog. Inhale, and on the exhale, look forward, bend your knees, step jumper hop to the front of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, swoop your arms up high, the beach ball pose. Bring your hands to your heart here. Take a minute to gather your breath, center yourself, and we'll do that again on the left side. Inhale, arms up high. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step it back. Lower it down. Cobra or up dog. Curl your toes and head to downward dog.
Sure you're ready to heading for.
This time we're going to reach our left leg up high. You can bend it, do some circles, open up that hip on the left side. Then you're going to draw your left knee up through to meet your hands in the center. For a lunge on the left side. You can drop your knee, uncurl your toes. Remember to open up your chest here. You're barely touching the floor with your hands, just there for balance and support. Feel the stretch in your right hip now. Inhale. On the exhale, draw your hips back, flexing the toes on your left side. Remember to keep your hips aligned under your shoulders. Don't let it splay out all weird. Inhale. On the exhale, come forward to the lunge. Uncurl your left toes if you'd like. Challenge. Lift your right knee. Come up to a high lunge for the beach ball. Arms. Feel that stretch in the right hip. This one makes me hot and out of breath. Exhale, float your arms down to the earth. Step your left foot back to high plank. And we'll go through our chaturanga and I'll meet you in mountain pose. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, cobra or up dog. Curl your toes to downward dog. Inhale, and on the exhale, step, hop or jump in front of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up, overhead to meet your hands in the center. All right, take a breath for a minute there. If you're like, Danielle, give me a child's pose. Go for a child's pose if you need it. But otherwise, if you're ready to keep going, we are going to move into chair pose. So chair pose is a burner. You're gonna make sure your ankles are right under your hip bones, and you're gonna hinge at your hips backward, the back of your mat. The trick here is to keep your stomach engaged. So you don't want it to be like out like this and like your belly's dipping down. You want to suck it up and in, kind of like drawing your belly button to the back of your spine. And then your arms come up overhead. If you can keep that engagement in your stomach area, it really does burn in your legs and in your stomach. Inhale here. 2 more breaths. If you'd like a challenge, you can come up on your toes to drinking bird. And if you want to do one toe at a time, you can. So you're just going to come up on your tippy toes. You can play with it if you'd like to. So you use your right leg first, and then your left leg. Or you can just stay in chair pose. But if you can, inhale, and on the exhale, come up on both toes. It's hard. It took me a while to get it, so don't feel like if you can't get it today, just practice it. It's a good leg burner. And then exhale, come down to forward fold. Balance out all that work your back just did. And on the inhale, you're gonna sweep your arms up high like we do in mountain pose, and bring your right knee 90 degrees ankles, and you're gonna balance on your left foot. If you're a beginner, you can stay here. If you want a little bit of a challenge, you can try to sweep your arms down, and your palms are gonna face the ground as you hinge at your hips and kick your right leg back to balance. You can also keep your right toes on the ground like this and just lean forward and just work on that left leg as a beginner. This is warrior 3 pose. So this is your goal at the end of the 12 weeks, is to get this pose down. And we're gonna work on our strength and balance, and hopefully we all can get to this. This is what it looks like. I'm really shaky today on my left side. But start here and then kind of play with it. So now you're gonna drop your right foot down, and you're gonna come into a high lunge, just like before we did. Arms up high overhead. You need a water break? Grab it, I do. And now we're gonna come into warrior 2. So warrior 2 is simple. You're in a high lunge. Your right knee is bent, and your knee is right at your ankle. If it's over your toes, you've gone too far. It's got to be right over your ankle. And you're going to place your your right foot at a 45-degree angle behind you. It feels super awkward at first, but once you nail it, great hip opener. And it really builds stability in your legs. Your arms come out. They are parallel to the floor. Palms are facing down. On your inhale, you're gonna lean forward just a smidge, keeping that straight spine. Flip your hand to the ceiling. And then you're gonna move to peaceful warrior, which is just getting a side body stretch on the left side as your right hand kind of sways over your back leg. Inhale, and on the exhale, you're gonna cartwheel your arms down. Woo! Are you guys burning like me? All right, so now we're in high plank. If you wanna take a chaturanga, you can. If you need a child's pose, if you need to drink water, go ahead. We're gonna do that same flow on the other side. I'm gonna do a chaturanga. Wherever you are, you can meet me in down dog. Walk it out here. Inhale. Step, hop or jump to the front of your mat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Forward fold on the exhale. Inhale, bring your arms to the front of your mat or to the ceiling. To prayer hands. All right. Guys ready for the left side? Inhale. Arms up high. Beach ball arms. Chair pose. Sink your hips back. Keeping your stomach engaged, your back aligned. Shoulders drawn away, down away from your ears. If your knees are over your toes, pull them back just a smidge so you can see your toes. Breathe here. And exhale, start playing with your feet again, coming up on your tippy toes and balancing and building a strength in each quad. And then when you're ready, take a big inhale. On the exhale, come up to drinking bird. Breathe here, stay here for 2 more breaths. Exhale, forward fold. Feels so good. Inhale, we're gonna sweep our arms up to mountain and beach ball hands and slowly balance on your right leg and bring your left leg at a 90-degree angle. If you're ready for it, you can drop your hands down, swoop them down back where your palms are facing the floor, and slowly bring your leg up parallel to the floor, warrior 3, or keep your toes on the floor. Balance on that right leg. This is such an active pose. Even like with my toe on the ground, I'm falling to the side. So it's really working that right butt cheek. And your standing leg can be a little bit bent. I find that helps my balance a little bit instead of like locking it out. Keep it a little bit bent there. If you're in warrior 3 all the way, bring that toe down and come into a high lunge on the right side. Arms up head, or sorry, I'm getting tired, can you tell? Arms above your head into a high lunge, beach ball arms. And then place that left foot at a 45-degree angle on the back. The center of your back foot should meet the heel of your front foot. It should be in alignment. Really twisting your body forward, looking up and straight. And then we're gonna come into warrior 2. Open up your arms, keeping the same footing. Reach forward a little bit, flip your palm over, and then take your right arm back into peaceful warrior. Inhale, and on the exhale, cartwheel your hands down. We're gonna do one last chaturanga, and then we're gonna move to the floor to do our cool down. So inhale, inch forward. Exhale, lower down. Cobra or up dog. Meet me in down dog. And you're gonna splay your knees as wide as the mat and come into a child's pose. Catch your breath here. Really slow down your heart rate. Bring your forehead to meet the mat. Inhale through your nose, exhale out your mouth. Catch your breath, slow it down. Use the counting method again if you have to. Take one more breath, really filling up the belly. On the exhale, you're gonna swoop your legs out in front of you and come to your butt with your knees slightly bent, your feet out in front of you. You gotta move your butt fat to like get grounded, do that. I find that helps me a little bit. And you're gonna take your arms and swoop them underneath your knees. You can go all the way. You can just do your two hands on each leg if you want. We're gonna come into a boat pose. This is gonna be like an assisted boat pose. So I'll do like beginner, intermediate, and like advanced for you. So you're gonna come up and you're gonna place, draw your ankle up to the air and balance on your booty. And you can hold your legs if you want. If you're like, no, this isn't working, you can kind of do one leg at a time like we did before, learning to see like where you are. Really just be like intentional with it. So this is like a beginner level. Intermediate is no hands. So your hands come out beside your knees and you're balancing with your palms facing towards the heavens. And advanced, I'm not at advanced yet, but you bring your arms overhead and your legs come out straight. And it's really hard. So I usually stay here in my boat pose, or here. It's still active, you're still engaging your core. Stay there for one more breath. Come back down, bring your feet to touch the ground. Your hands come out overhead again, and you're gonna go one vertebrae at a time, rolling down to your back. Really engage your core here, feel every movement. Bring your ankles into your butt, like as close as you can, and then plant them firmly on the ground, like really feel the earth with your toes and your heels. And then you're gonna push your hips up to the ceiling, and we're going to do bridge pose here. Your knees are going to want to splay out, so you have to intentionally push them together to create this motion. You're going to nuzzle your shoulders like under your chest. Grab your hands under your butt, like clasp them together. Open up that chest, and push towards the ceiling. Breathe like really deep and exhale out your mouth here. It's a lot of things happening at once, but it's just such a good exercise to tone your legs. Inhale, exhale. One more breath. Slowly unclasp your hands, let them splay to the side. Untuck your shoulders out and bring your hips down slowly. We're gonna windshield wiper our legs. So you're gonna keep your legs where they are. You're just gonna drop your knees to the left side. Feel the stretch in your side body here. On the right side. Inhale, and on the exhale, switch to the other side. Keeping your feet in the same position. We're just gonna go back and forth. Inhale, switch to the left side. If you want a deeper stretch, you can take this left foot and put it on your right knee. Just kind of push down, get a deeper stretch in your hip here. Feels really good. Inhale, move to the right side. Place your right foot on your left knee if you want. Exhale. Gonna come back up and you're gonna place your right foot over your left knee. You're gonna take your arms and you're gonna swoop them through the hole that you just, the triangle you just created, and clasp them behind your left leg. This is gonna stretch your outer right hip and that glute muscle that we just worked in all those chair poses and warrior poses. Inhale, exhale. You can kind of move it around too to get a different stretch. I'm tight when I go to the left. I'm like super not tight when I go to the right. So just feel, like find where it feels good. You don't have to stay right in the center. Really like firmly press your shoulders into the mat and your lower back to keep your spine straight. Inhale and exhale. Give it a deeper stretch that way. And the exhale, you can release. We're gonna switch sides. Left foot comes over right knee. Arms go through and clasp behind the right leg. Shoulders open up here. Press firmly into the ground and your lower back. And find what feels good. Exhale, take a big stretch. Bring your legs out long, arms out long. And then draw your right knee up. And you're gonna do a spinal twist, a lying spinal twist. Draw that right leg across your left leg. Shoulders stay on the ground. Your chest is still facing center and up. But your head is gonna look to the right. Inhale and exhale. Every time you inhale, go a little bit further. Twisting detoxifies the body. It's like a dirty rag, and every time you twist it, the water just releases. So this is great for energy, detoxifying the liver. Exhale, draw your knee back up to the center, switch legs. Left leg comes across the right side of the body. Shoulders are firmly on the mat. And then you're gonna look to the left side now. Exhale, come back up. Give yourself one more hug. And then you can get comfortable in Savasana. Close your eyes. Let your body just melt into the ground. You can Savasana like all the way on the floor. You can bring your toes to touch so you're kind of splayed open if your hips are sore. Keep your palms facing the ceiling. Close your eyes. I'll play some music for a couple of minutes as you settle in. You reflect on your practice, how you did today, how you feel.
This is how we find our This is how we fight. This is how we fight our bad. 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 This is how we fight our bad.
I want you to take one long inhale. Let's aim for 6 seconds. And slowly exhale it out to your mouth for 6 seconds. Roll over to the right side of your body. Kind of just wake it up a little bit. And then when you're ready, on the inhale, come up and meet me in a seated position. So as you go about your week this week, I want you guys just to reflect on what, like, more of become aware of like what's bothering you and who's bothering you, why, and that sort of thing. Journal about it every day. And then next week when we come back, we'll do the intention of the class is acceptance. And we'll build upon how we come to accept that those things happened or are in our lives, and what that looks like in the yoga flow too. So hopefully you guys had a good class, and yay, good first class. Does everybody feel good?
Yes.
Okay, cool.